Hey, what's up, my peoples? I am back with a very awesome review, and I know I said I was going to be reviewing the Clone Wars Astromechs, then the 3¾ inch movie Astromechs, and the Clone Wars Realistic Astromechs, and all those types of Astromechs, but I thought I'd take a break. I mean, I know I only have R8-B7 left from the Clone Wars, and then I'd have a couple of other custom astromechs to show you, but I really wanted to show this to you. So here is my review of the Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scaled R2-D2 from Sideshow Collectibles. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, you got I'll just move R2 out of the way so we can get a better look at this. So here we have R2-D2 front and center. It says R2-D2 Deluxe 6 scale Star Wars at the top. And then on this side, it has a side image of R2-D2, Star Wars, R2-D2 Deluxe, Disney. On this side, the other is the other side of R2, R2-D2 Deluxe, Star Wars. And on the back of the box, you have a product shot of your features, Star Wars, R2 with all his gadgets, Obi-Wan's coffee table with a Leia hologram, Deluxe R2-D2, blah 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 blah. Lighting added for effect. It is very effective. And I don't think there's anything on the bottom of the box except for warning, please don't eat anything in this box that will be extremely bad for you. And some phone numbers and stuff to call and complain for anal reasons. There are so many anal 1/6 scale collectors in this world, my god. But anyway, it says Star Wars R2-D2 Deluxe, and surprisingly no bio, which I don't mind, but still it would have been cool if they continued the tradition of including a bio. But anyway, and this is where the figure would sit. And I know you may be wondering, wait, the drinks tray and R2's body are in here, but you have R2 with his body right here. Well, this is because basically I broke my drinks tray trying to take it apart, and R2's body, or R2's original body, was one of the shoulder suspension rods, like these bits right here. One of them broke on me, and when I would turn the head on that body, the head would get stuck, and that was because the rubber bands that allow the legs to rotate would be extremely stiff, and not only that, but the rubber bands weren't assembled properly. So, and I'll show that off here in a little bit, but that's basically it for the packaging, and this just opens up with a magnet or two, so you can clip it back, and that's basically it for the packaging, and I am not getting rid of it, just so you know. So moving right along, so I can scooch this up. Here we have R2-D2, and this is a really cool looking figure. I really do like it, so we'll just get in close here so you can see the details. Nice dark metallic blue all around. Very cool little texture to the cables. Like, it's not actually textured, but it's painted to look like it's textured, which is really cool. So I do like that. Got some silver on the vents and the brackets for the power cells. And on the side, your usual astromech leg detailing. So there's that. And on this side. Now I will point out in an inaccuracy. This panel right here is supposed to be silver with a blue trim, but instead it's filled out with blue, which again I don't mind, but you know, would have been nice if they made it accurate to the actual prop. But again, it's nothing too bad. But yeah, this is called the magic panel, and no, it does not actually do magic. There's the other side. I do like the sculpted detail in the exhaust ports. That's really cool. Then the vents, the power coupling on the front and back. Ooh, stay shut. But yeah. And as far as articulation goes, his dome can rotate 360 degrees both ways. So there you have that. The shoulders are on a swivel and they're pretty squeaky. Is that annoying you? How about now? Okay, I'll stop. But he also has hinged ankles, and a really cool feature. Oh, well, before I show you that, all three projectors on the dome are on ball joints, so you can angle this down, angle this up, angle this to the side. You can do whatever you want with these little projectors. They're just on ball joints. So, very, very cool. And the feature is, you push this in, and then release it. And then you can pull out R2's retractable third leg. And you just straighten out the legs and get everything situated, and you can have R2 in his kind of a tripod stance, and he does have wheels on the bottom, so he will roll, although maybe I should show you up here. There you go. So there you have that. And another feature is that he has lights, as you saw on the box. So this panel right here is touch sensitive, so all you do is give it a tap, boop. He will light up in his front and rear processor state indicators, which the front one flashes red and blue, and then the one in the back flashes green and yellow. So, one thing that kind of makes me curious is why the red the red blinks when the green blinks, and when the blue blinks, the yellow blinks. I think it should be red and yellow in the back, and then blue, then green in the front. But that's just me. But very cool kind of LEDs in the diagnostic display. Hold on, let me. So you got some detail in there, and then it is hard to see, but it does light up. In person, this is really, really cool looking, but unfortunately on video, it just looks like two glares, but anyway. And then here we have the diagnostic display, which is really, really cool. Has 3 little LEDs running throughout with some detail. If I could just show you that. With some orange, or not orange, but with some green, some red, and some yellow, little bit of yellow. Right there. Just turn it on. So, very, very cool. And if you tap this panel again, boop, his projector will light up, and it will still light up when you articulate the projector, so that's really, really cool. And what you can do is straighten him out, retract his third leg, and then you can have him So, you know, I'll turn the lights off for now. So set him off to the side, and we'll show off the first accessory, which is Ben Kenobi's coffee table. And you could take his other R2's other accessory, which is Luke's lightsaber hilt from Return of the Jedi. And you know what? Let's take a look at the sculpted detail real quick. Got some black for the buttons, some copper highlights here and there, and some black and silver, which is really, really nice. I do wish the buttons were red and green because that's how they were in the movie, but hey, whatever. It doesn't really go to Luke anyway, it goes to R2, and that is because it is also a magnet. So what you do is you just use the magnet. There is a magnet in this little cap right here that just inserts in here. So move that, put that off to the side where you won't lose it. And you could take the Princess Leia hologram, which, you know, you could tell it's Leia, but, you know, it is a bit gummy, which is to be expected for small, little figurines like this for displays, but, you can plug this in and push this, I don't know what these things are, but push the taller one, and it's a button that will turn on the Leia hologram. So what you can do is, you can have this, let me bring this down a little, you can do this, have R2's projector point to it, and then turn everything on, and you can have a really cool display of R2 projecting Leia, which is really, really cool. I do like that. That's neat. So there you have that. We'll just turn the lights back off. And, yeah, so that's a feature that you can, that's a scene that you can recreate, especially if you have the Sideshow Collectibles C-3PO and any of the 1/6 scaled Ben Kenobi's or Luke's. So there you have that. So those are his accessories from the movie A New Hope. And another alternative look you can have is, again, you're gonna need the lightsaber, and you just, you know what, we'll do this first. You can take his drinks tray, which has some nice sculpted detail and a really nice dry brushing effect. And it's kind of a, I think it's either a black or a brown wash, but it's a wash nonetheless, and it looks really good. By the way, these 7 cups are removable. They're just pegged in. So all you gotta do is just peg it right back in, and you just put this on R2's shoulders as the lights turn on. So you can do that. And we'll move up a little. And you can take the lightsaber, open up that center panel, and you can give him the drinks dispenser arm, which is really, really cool. So you're gonna have that look going on for R2. And the really cool thing is that the drinks dispenser arm, not only is it really detailed, but you have a hinge here, 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 and then a double hinge up in here. So you can really get the arm extending and just flexing and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really cool. I do like that. So we'll just take this out, flip that back in, and get this out of the way. So, yeah. And, I guess we'll show off some of his other features. He does have a periscope that is spring-loaded, and it just pops up there. It doesn't always stay, but there we go. And then it is on a bit of a swivel, so you can rotate the periscope, like you can have it facing off to the... Hey. You can have it facing that way, like that, or you can have it face different directions, but sometimes it is a pain to get it to stay up, so there you have that though. And here you have R2's scanner by just popping this up, flipping that open, and just bring that up, and there you go. Now it doesn't extend as high as I and some other people would like, but you know, it's still pretty cool, and it does have some nice sculpted detail in it. And it has like a sandy blue in there in the center, so very nicely detailed. And then it has a sculpted wire in the arm of the scanner. So all you have to do is just, you know, push it back in for it to spring, then close up the panel and push that in. And sometimes the scanner will pop back up when you try to close the panel, so do be careful of that. And as far as his other tools go, now unfortunately you cannot store these in R2's body, which it would be awesome if you could, but you know, it's okay. Oh, real quick though, he does have his restraining bolt, which is picked out in silver with a nice black wash. So you can put this on any panel. It's magnetized, but if you're going for accuracy, it should be put on like that. So now you can have R2 as if he was captured by the Jawas. So there you have that feature. And then you have now there are two versions of this. There's the standard deluxe version, which is the one I have, and then there's the exclusive deluxe version, which has 6 interchangeable tools. Unfortunately, I only have the regular version, but I mean it's still good enough because you have a lot with this guy. But basically the attachments you have are his computer interface arm. You know what, I'm gonna turn the lights off, which is really, really nice. It has some nice sculpted detail in it. Got some blue in the front part, you know, those little grooves. It's hard to see, but you have some orange, or not orange, yellow, some black, another stripe of blue, and it is done in a black wash. So there you have that. You also have his mechanical gripper, which again, it's painted silver with a black wash. So there you go. And you got the gold part right there. Sorry, my legs are trying to fall asleep. I have to do this on the floor because, unfortunately, my dresser does not allow enough space. So, but there you have this. And then his power charge arm, which is picked out in black, gold, and silver, which is really, really cool looking. I do like it. And yeah, now as far as plugging these on R2, you can mix, you can have them in either panel, but me personally, I like to open the charging bay and put the power charge arm in here. So there you have that. So you can tase some Jawas or some Ewoks and whatnot. Then open this panel up, and this one's a little tough to get to, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Come on. No, hold on. Hold on, I got it. There we go. It really is tough, but this little arm folds out, and it's on a hinge, so as well as a track, so you can slide it up and down, and you can hinge it down or up. So it slides down a little too easily, but it's okay. And just opening this back up, what I like to do is I like to have the power charge arm there, the computer interface arm here, and this panel can open, but unfortunately it doesn't have a port for an arm, which I do wish it had a port in there so that both the regular and the deluxe version could come with a R2's buzzsaw, like you see him use in not only the Clone Wars, but also in Return of the Jedi. But it's okay. I mean, it's still nice that that panel can open. And then you have this panel, which I think this arm will be a little easier. Yep, there we go. With this panel, or this arm, I like to plug in the mechanical gripper. So there you have R2's arms attached. Turn on those lights. And, yeah. And he does have 2 additional opening panels, other than this one. He has these blue panels, which you may be wondering, if you haven't seen my previous R2 review, for the Clone Wars, or any of the Clone Wars astromechs, you may be wondering, what are these blue arms on R2? They're called spacecraft linkage and control arms. So basically, you take your lightsaber magnet and you just open them up like so. And yeah, those are all of the opening panels, so we'll just close them all up. Unplug the tools from his arms. And you can mix and match, like you can have the you can have these arms set up like that, or you know, you could just have them in any area you want. But me personally, I like to do it how I just showed you, because it's just how I like it. Sometimes I'll put the computer interface arm here or here, but most of the time I'll have it over here. So, well, there you have that, and I think we covered everything as far as R2 goes. So, I guess now would be a good time for some comparisons. So, here we have R2, and here we have Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Wheelie. So you can see how they stack up there. And here he is with Smart R2-D2. So there you have that. Here he is with Transforming Wally and Eve. So you can see what they look like together. I may do reviews on these two. I don't know yet, though. Oh, and another comparison that I forgot to get out of my pocket is Mo. So there you have that. And there you have that. There you have these two. And just for giggles, because there have been plenty of debates on it not being in scale and all that kind of stuff, here he is with Sphero BB-8. So there you have that. Aw, they're adorable together. So there's that. And because it's almost like a blown up version of the Vintage Collection R2-D2, we will bring that version in. And you know what, I'm not gonna bother trying to get the third leg out, because then I'll have to I got a little bit of time. But, unfortunately, my memory is being a bit of a difficult, it's just being difficult. I deleted a bunch of stuff in my galleries, and yet it's still not enough, so there you have that. I mean, yeah, I could just use a camcorder or a camera or whatever, but my camcorder's kind of, you know, crappy, and cameras are so expensive, but, you know what, I'm just wasting time here, but, here we have, I'm just gonna put this on for the comparison. Here we have Vintage Collection R2 with Sideshow Collectibles R2. So, there you have that. Which is pretty cute. He's like a little, he's like a little baby with his papa. Sorry, I had to reference that from MGO. Sorry, MGO, if you're watching this. But, yeah, all in all, I love this figure. He is really, really cool. And, I was not yet able to, get some pictures of him outside other than, well, not many at least. I mean, I have done some, but they're old. And, they, I don't know, I don't want to go digging through my, pictures and everything, but, I don't even know how to edit anyway, so, not that it really matters, but, yeah, this is a really cool figure. I think Sideshow Collectibles has him in stock still, so if you want a, Sideshow Collectibles R2 figure, then you can go and get one. Although, I have to warn you, the price is really expensive. R2 is $150, which is a lot. I know it's a lot. But, I mean, you get a lot of stuff here. You got... Oh, one more thing I had forgot to show off. You could take these shoulder panels, and I'm not going to replace them due to time, but you could take these off and have like a different look for R2 shoulders, because apparently there was some kind of continuity issue when filming A New Hope, so you can do that if you want. But yeah, there is the Sideshow Collectibles R2-D2. Like I said, really awesome, and I highly recommend it if you can get it. And if not, you know, it's not a total loss, because, I mean, while it is a good figure, it's not perfect, but I still recommend it. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video, so yeah, see you.